What's up, Gatekeepers? Welcome back to Weekly Soap Chronicles, your one-stop shop for all things beyond the gates. I'm your girl Phil, and today I'll be breaking down the July 21st episode, or episode 94. But first, I need you to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an episode with a little bit of flair. Let's get into it. So we start things off with Ted and Nicole, aka the "Why Did I Get Married" couple. Ted is in his hotel room and there's a knock at the door, and it's none other than self-righteous Nikki, ready to tear him a new one. And why? Because Ted's been keeping secrets. Your lies kept me from helping my son when he needed me most. Ted is trying to stand his ground. Self-pity is beneath you, Nicole. You know, sometimes we make decisions, and those decisions I did to protect our son. Oh, it's just, the more I hear, the more I wonder who the hell I married. Whatever very slim possibility there was of us getting back together, it's ruined. You ruined it. Okay, she spins on her heels and walks out the door, leaving Ted there with that little look on his face like a little puppy dog. Wait, Nicole, wait. Ted, the next time you see self-righteous Nikki, she gonna have divorce papers in her hand. BTG, bring somebody else on for Ted so he could finally move on from Nicole, and not with Leslie. Okay, it has to be somebody else because Nicole is getting on my nerve, and she don't like him no more. She has moved on, and he should too. Meanwhile, over at the Hawthorne household, Jacob is spiraling. He's convinced Smitty's covering for Martin, and he's even started to suspect his own dad might be involved. And Naomi is like, babe, do you really want to kick that hornet's nest? And Jacob is like, that's a typical Dupree answer. Protect the family at all costs. And I'm on the side of right and justice. You know, dude, you part of this family too, you know. Why don't you just let your dad and Marcel handle the situation? But y'all know Jacob, he is not gonna do it because he has that I'm gonna solve this myself energy. Stay tuned, Gatekeepers, because you know this is gonna blow up in his face. Over at Dani's house, it's booty call o'clock. They just finished a bang bang session, and Andre says he truly doesn't mind being used, but he does want to know what he's being used for. And Dani admits that she had an interesting conversation that night, which Andre correctly guesses it was Bill. And Dani then brings up Andre's night out with Ashley, telling him that, you know what, you can do whatever and whomever you choose. And then Andre says, well, he can't wait to make Dani eat those words someday. But further conversation will have to wait, because right at that moment, Papa Dupree called and summoned Dani to Dupree Manor. Meanwhile, at Bill's law firm, in storms Chelsea, furious that he has dropped the ball and not helping her out with the situation she's in. And because it turns out she's there to talk about another designer who's threatening to sue her for copying one of their purses. Bill admits that dropping the ball isn't like him, but neither is having a stroke or having Chelsea ask him for help, for that matter. It's been a long time, he says, and he's fully amenable to her suggestion that Tomas take over her legal situation. No more secrets from each other, Dad. From the rest of the world, that's fine. That's how it should be. But with family, we have to stay close. Later, Bill pays Ted a visit at the hotel, where he's brought up to speed about everything Nicole now knows. But Bill also lets him know that Kenny is now unalive. "Oh my God, Bill, what did you do?" Ted asks, adding that it's awfully convenient that Bill and Joey both had the same alibi for the night of Kenny's unaliving. They just lucky that Jacob isn't on the case. But Jacob is on the case. Sounding an awful lot like Naomi, Bill tells Ted to let Malone and Chief Hawthorne do their job because the threat has been eliminated. Meanwhile, over at Garland Memorial, the awkwardness continues. Derek shows up to return his resistance bands to Shanice. "I've been told there's magic in these hands," Shanice tells Derek, while Ashley is standing over there rolling her eyes just a few feet away. Shanice even offers to do a house call for further physical therapy. When Derek is surprised she'd do that for him, she says, "There's not much I wouldn't do." "Well, I haven't had much to smile about lately, and you changed that." She's glad to hear it, but she has to know something. Are we just brightening each other's day, or is this for the benefit of others, as she gestures over to Ashley? "What if it's both?" Derek replies. "Is that a problem?" So Shanice says she has no problem with his ulterior motives because she has one of her own. She needs to keep her flirting game sharp, so she's considering this cardio for the soul. "And I'd be honored to help you find your way back to the woman you want," gesturing to Ashley again. "Ugh, I don't mind being messy as long as you're honest." Okay, so now because she's so jealous of Derek and Shanice, she calls Andre. "Come over to the hospital really quick. I need to talk to you about something." And he shows up just in time for her to pull him into some confusing game of fake flirting. "Just go with it," she says, laughing loudly at his jokes and thanking him for compliments he never actually gave. And Andre's looking at her like, "Girl, have you lost your mind? What are you doing?" Okay? She's doing it so clumsily, talking about, "See you later, alligator." Girl, oh my gosh, Ashley is so boring and ugh. If you still want Derek, be with him, okay? Again, I say I still don't understand. They have been in a relationship for years, and as soon as the man popped the question, "Oh, I just can't." Oh, get on my nerve. And now she jealous. Yeah, he's seeing or either talking to Shanice. Girl, bye. Andre leaves and Derek approaches Ashley, and they commiserate about how difficult it can be to move on. And then she's, "Well, I'm not really moving on with Andre." And then he says she's hardworking, smart, funny, and patient, like you. Derek says, adding that he wants her to be happy, even if she isn't happy with him. "Just say you don't hate me," Ashley says. "I could never hate you, ever." Ugh, dull, boring, bleh. Now, over at Vernon and Anita's, Dani is sobbing after getting the whole story about what happened 2 years ago. The racism, the violence, all of it makes her sick. But she's so grateful that Martin and Vernon survived. Okay, side note, isn't that how Nicole was supposed to handle that situation? Okay, they were about to get beat up, killed, whatever, and her whole thing is, you didn't tell me? Girl, ugh. Okay. Martin wonders if he acted wrongly out of fear, attacking the brothers too hastily. Dani adds that she's glad Martin was there to keep Vernon from harm. Okay? And later on, Nicole shows up. She makes a dramatic return. And she goes straight to Martin and embraces him in a tearful hug. Don't worry, she says. Mama's got you. Tonight, she says it's all about getting him rest and they'll get to work tomorrow fixing some of the broken pieces. And she needs some of that fixing too. Later, Dani and Nicole reconnect over everything they're going through. They want to turn back the clock 20 years, 30 years, back to when they were just two unshakable kid sisters. How did we get here? Nicole asks. I've missed who we used to be. And Dani says, you know what? We're not perfect people, but we're also not the enemy, Nicole. We can be a bitter pill, but you need us. We can help you heal, so stop pushing us away. And with a big hug and a kiss, all is well between Dani and Nicole. Or is it? And that's a wrap on today's Beyond the Gates. We've got secrets, sass, and just the right amount of messy flirting to keep us hooked. What do you think, Gatekeepers? Is Nicole really done with Ted? Will Jacob listen to Naomi? Or is he about to make things worse? And can we all agree that Ashley needs to work on her fake flirting game? And be honest, who cares? Okay? In the meanwhile, drop your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss a recap. Until next time, Gatekeepers, keep the drama on screen and the tea in your cup. Bye.